Hello all you people out there in TV land. My name is CB Studios, also known as Kurt. Hit the necklace, not the mic this time. It's still October, it's still the most fantastic time of year. I'm very, very happy to be here. I'm wearing my Island Mike shirt from my friend Matthew over in the States. Thank you, Matthew. It's even got Island Mike on the back. Oh yeah, really fun. And it being October, we're going to take a look at another spooky piece. We're going to take another look at a piece from the John Carpenter Michael Myers series. It is in fact a Michael Myers mask. But first, this month has been fantastic for people interacting with my channel, liking, subscribing, commenting, all of that fun stuff. Please, just before we get into things, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, please. I could really do with that. It's not gonna, you don't even have to watch my videos, but please watch my videos. But just subscribe. It makes me feel better. It makes you feel better. We're all gonna feel better. It's gonna be great. Feel free to like this video as well and comment. And let's jump into it. So, bit of story time. At the start of this year, I decided I am going to try and track down one of the vintage Michael Myers masks that I had when I was a kid. And by a kid, I mean about 15 years ago. My first Michael Myers mask was a Don Post The Mask. It was a 1986 The Mask, and I'll throw in photos here. It's going to do its thing. That's me when I was about 16 with a Michael Myers mask. And I really liked that. It was one of the first things I ever bought off eBay. And unfortunately, that mask rotted away to goo before I knew how to take care of latex masks and things. So I decided that, hey, I'm going to try and track one down, be it an 86, which are becoming significantly harder to find, be it reissues, something like a 2004, 2005. There are a few different versions that they did continue making, and I went digging. Now, as a bit of backstory, the Don Post The Mask was the first commercially available Michael Myers style mask. It was made by Don Post Studios, who made the original 75 Kirk, and it was basically just their non-copyrighted version, white face, brown hair, all that good stuff, and that was the Michael Myers mask that a lot of people could get. And there's a copyright case about it because they didn't actually have the rights to sell Michael Myers masks, and they tried to fight Cinema Secrets when Cinema Secrets got the licensing in 2002. Really interesting, whole lot of stuff on that. That's really well documented. I'm not going to go into it, but hell of a read if you're into weird esoteric stuff about the white mask face stabby guy. Back to the story at hand before I went on this tangent. At the start of this year, I jumped on eBay and I found a seller selling what looked to be a 2004-2005 Don Post The Mask. And so I put in and bought that order and got it shipped to me. And yay, happy days, it'd be really awesome. Unfortunately, when it arrived, it certainly wasn't a Don Post 2004 The Mask, which is a little disappointing because that's kind of what I was looking for and what I was expecting. But when the bag arrived, it was something much, much heavier, much bigger, much better quality. And what arrived was this. A 2006 Don Post Michael Myers mask. Now, Kurt, you said 2000s and Don Post and Michael Myers and The Mask and all of this fun shit all over and over and over. This is not the mask that I ordered, but it is a better mask than what I ordered. These were almost a collector's edition style mask back in the day. They're quite large, and I got an average size head. I swim in this thing. It's huge on me. This is one of the first like OG Michael Myers masks that actually looked like Michael Myers. Obviously, it's got no shading. It is just a plain white face. It has the applied hair and for some reason applied eyebrows, which seems to be a very Don Post thing, either painting or applying eyebrows in. And it is sculpted really nicely. There's a lot of Kirk in this sculpt. There's a lot of Michael Myers in this sculpt, and lit properly, it looks really, really cool. Very creepy. These are really, really thick latex, and this copy is absolutely brand spanking new with tag. No signs of rot, came in its original shipper bag. It's been sitting in a box since it was manufactured, basically, and they've just got it as dead stock. There's a lot of stuff about these in catalogs and things like that, but not a lot of pictures of people that own them. When they came out, it was 2006, 2007. YouTube was in its infancy, so there's very few videos on these sort of things. And a lot of the photos that were taken on cell phone cameras of the day, which, let me tell you, they weren't great. So I figured that this was an excellent opportunity to show off a mask that is really no longer around. There are people that own I believe there's a guy on michaelmyers.net that owns the master, the original master mold or master form for these, and does reproduce them. But to get an original tagged Don Post Michael Myers of any sort of age is really, really cool. The hair on this one, it's really, really nice, very thick, When it came, it was matted down with black spray paint, and it was pretty much stuck to the mask. It was really odd. And so I've gone through with a wire brush and teased it out and given it a little bit more shape. And the shape and look of this thing really reminds me of the old Sideshow 2003, like 6th scale figures, the sort of 12-inch tall figures. Really has that same sort of vibe to this mask. It's really creepy and quite it's a great Michael Myers mask. If you were to go through and do a repaint on it, it'd look absolutely phenomenal. It's a really, really cool piece to my collection. It's a weird piece of Don Post history, which is awesome, when they were still throwing stuff at the wall, trying to see whether they could make a Michael Myers that people were like, yeah, it's rad. But it's really interesting to see how far off the mark this is for a Michael Myers, and then see that people complain about Trick or Treat Studios stuff when really we're getting, you know, screen accurate things straight out of the bag, or really close to screen accurate, when a short like 15 years ago, this was like the gold standard. Really, really interesting with that. Anyway, guys, that's about it from me. This is my 2006 Don Post Michael Myers mask. If you want to see more about this sort of stuff, I'd love to do an in-depth video about this. I do love the history of Don Post Studios and all that sort of thing. And as a latex mask, and same with my Freddy that's, which one was it? The Freddy that's up there. Yeah, that's about the same age as this and still in absolutely flawless condition. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. I think it's something that's really interesting, and you don't see a whole lot in really nice high def on YouTube. So I'm going to throw in a bunch of beauty shots of this, both in clear lighting and without clear lighting. It will tag and everything like that. You guys can have a look and bask in that glory. And we're about a week out from Halloween, so it's time to go and eat a whole lot of candy corn. If you haven't seen Halloween Ends yet, go and see Halloween Ends. I really enjoyed it. It seems to be very polarizing, but something really fun. That's about all from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And don't stay out after midnight. This guy's going to come for you.